think I'm live. All right. Let's get this. All right, for not a huge group right now, which is understandable, but if you're here and able, and if I sound okay, can you give me the one in the chat box? Just to make sure that my audio and everything like that is good. Looks like my mic is on, so should be okay, but I always like to just check to make sure. Do I sound all right? Oh boy. Is the chat box working? All right, there we go. Oh, Kevin from Lakeland coming through. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. We are all set. I know I'm a little earlier. I know I said 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'm early, and I know it's also a Saturday morning, so these are always less attended, but still giving it a try, seeing if I want to keep doing this. This is now, I think, the fourth. Well, last Saturday it was like a late or early evening one. So this is the third Saturday morning coffee one. So like I said, I'm still experimenting with this. So I will say that if you do like this, or if you know that you've liked this because you've been in one of these, make sure you hit that like button, because I don't know if this will continue into the future, but I'm trying to give it enough of a try to see if I want to keep on doing this. Take some time out of a Saturday morning, which I will never promise to do every Saturday, but if there's interest, then I'll try my best to do it. So like I said, easy way to communicate that to me that you do find this helpful is through that like button. But all right, well, as always, and I'm sure I'll say this several times, so I apologize to you that are probably about to hear this a whole lot. But I want this to be viewer driven. If you have a stock, a future, currency pairing, a crypto that you want me to take a look at, let me know, and I will do that here. We'll start off just with the overall markets and kind of break things down and go from there. But after that, we'll just we'll go wherever the conversation takes us. We'll go wherever requests take us. Eventually, if more people get here, it'll $5 super chats will be the requirement to make sure that a chart gets done. But those of you that are here right away, I'll be able to get to it right away because there's not any other requests out there. But as people start dropping in requests, like I said, that's how you can bring yourself right to the top and ensure you get it done is through that super chat button or super chat. So, all right, well, we'll start here with the SPY. And we're looking at the daily chart. And this is just a situation where, yeah, obviously, things have been very dramatic the past couple of days, or not past couple of days, really the past basically week now. Unless you live under a rock, you know that things have been crazy. And this is why I do like charts, because it allows you to just take kind of a whole lot of drama and then just slice right through it and say, all right, well, let's just check on this. And as long as this thing is occurring, then overall, despite what the headlines and social media and everything is saying, this just seems to be the case. And with a lot of the markets, and including, starting out with the SPY, let's just get a trend line in place. And it's a very simple premise, but sometimes the simple premises are the best. So let's change this to green for support. Can the price maintain above this trend line? Now, if it doesn't maintain, if the price comes down here and pushes down through, does that mean everything's totally over? It doesn't, because to be fair, there is still the lows right here that the price could maintain above. But the trend line does imply that things are seemingly getting better. Things are seemingly, trending in the upward direction. Good morning, Manuel. Whereas if the price were to break down through here, then it just becomes a question of, okay, is it going to be one of these big old chop fests where we, kind of just go back and forth for the next, several weeks or several months or what have you? And then, of course, there is the other possibility where the break of this trend line is just leading indicator that we come down here to the lows and then break below the lows. And then at that point, this overall trend has just continued. But as of right now, as long as the price does stay above the trend line, then you can make the argument that, okay, things are getting better. and things are, people are feeling better about things. People are, obviously buying stocks again and all that sort of stuff. So that's what that trend line right there is representing. Again, to reiterate, a break of that trend line does not mean that, everything's game over or anything like that. But it does mean that, all eyes at that point would turn back to these lows and saying, okay, is the price going to revisit these lows? And if so, what exactly happens at those lows? But as of now, it makes no sense to even talk about these lows because the price, remains up above the trend line right there. Hey, James, good morning. Okay, so that is, that's, and I believe that's is going to be the same analysis. I'm assuming that, yeah, same thing here. Let me just get rid of that line. Same idea that we just talked about is just get the trend line in play, and that's not the be-all, end-all trend line, but it is one where you can make the argument as long as the price stays above it, the bulls are in control, people are feeling better about things, and that's, that's a very quick, straightforward way to slice through all the drama, all the opinions, all this, and that on trend line, because that's why I love charts. Charts are showing you what people are actually doing with their money because it's telling you what prices are doing. It's easy for people to sit there and say this on, I was going to say on Twitter, but say this on X or say this on a cable, news store or station or say this wherever. But this is what people are actually doing. So as long as price stays above the trend line, people seem to be doing things with their money that are implying things are heading in the upwards direction. So that's really, I don't want to oversimplify it, but that's pretty much the bigger picture of the markets right now. But sometimes, especially in crazy times like this, I think simplicity is the best approach. 30-minute, right now, 2 key levels to watch on the QQQ. So we have this uptrending area right here, that purple line. So preferably speaking, if the price can stay up above there, that would be best case scenario. But if the price does fall below the purple line, not the end of the world for the reason we were just talking about, because then we have, this is the daily trend line right there. So daily trend line, things are hanging in, the price would still be above even with a break of the 50 period. But if you're saying, Clay, what's going to make this chart look the absolute healthiest moving forward? Definitely if the price stays above the purple line there. But in my opinion, I would not call that any sort of requirement. As a reminder, I know we're getting a little bit more viewers. This is Saturdays are viewer driven. I will take requests. So if you have a stock, future, forex pairing, crypto that you want me to take a look at, let me know. $5 super chats will make sure that it not only happens, but I'll do it right away. So you don't have to do a super chat, but you just run the two risks of either I don't get to it, or I do get to it, but maybe it's not until like 20 minutes after you request it. But a $5 super chat, like I said, make sure that I do it, and I'll do it right away. But so, and then in terms of areas of resistance, we have the pink line up here, the 200 period moving average. So if we just convert each of these to a trend line instead of a moving average, so if we call that a trend line, and then this is a trend line, you can see that we do have a wedge headed into early next week. And just based on the nature of the wedge, this thing is going to eventually run out of room. And then it just becomes a question of, who's ultimately going to win the battle here. Are the bulls going to win to the upside? Are the bears going to win to the downside? That, that will be the battle that takes shape as things play out on the week. And, we'll get our answer. And I'm assuming the SPY is very similar to that. Yep. Okay, so the one difference here is this one just got flat out rejected by the 200 period moving average. So that was actually a pretty polite move. That one just flat out boom. And I say that because on the QQQ, a very nasty move. Because think about this. There are some breakout traders that bought the breakout. So they bought the breakout. It came up a little bit. Now, if you're a scalper, maybe that was enough room for you to make money. But if you're looking for more follow through, more continuation, those people bought the breakout, then boom, back down it went. So a nasty move on the QQQ. At least the SPY was polite enough to just get flat out rejected and not, even break out to try to, sucker people in that like to play breakouts. But so those are the overall markets there. And I did see one for, and I'm not, I think I know, but please don't tell me the company name. If you give me the ticker, that would be more efficient. I think MicroStrategy, is that MSTR? MSTR. Yeah, it looks like it. All right, let's start on the daily time frame here. So right now on the daily, definitely what I'm seeing here is that purple line is it has been that area of resistance, and a very tricky area of resistance, because right here we have a movement where it got above it, it closed above it, and then ultimately back down. Here, just essentially got rejected by it. But right here, almost a kind of a case of deja vu. It's not the exact situation, but pretty familiar to what was happening back there. It's gotten above it today, or today being on yesterday on Friday, and it's slightly closed above it. But is there going to be any more follow through? Is this a genuine breakout? I don't know. We'll have to see on that from the daily chart. So yeah, it's looking like maybe it's getting some progress. But again, this has me a little leery. Is this just going to be kind of one of those repeats? Let's go down to the 30-minute. Well, this might be a super short stream. I'm not getting any. I mean, you can ask questions. It's trade talk. Give a request. Get something. Okay, thank you, Rob. I'll get to that in just a second. So Rob's asking a question, not about. There we go. All right. Like I said, this is viewer driven. If it remains crickets, then I guess I'll just take that as Saturday morning. Not too much of a success. All right. So on the 30-minute here. 200 period moving average has now so this is some good stuff here. Was an area of resistance, but when the resistances are broken, you want to see them act as support, and it was officially broken right there. And you can see as of right now, seems to be acting as support. Price is just cruising nicely above it. Now that's not going to be like a do or die level, be all end all level. But if you were to ask what would make this chart certainly look the healthiest moving forward, my answer would be that 200 period moving average. But from the overarching standpoint of things, just got to keep an eye on that purple line there, the moving average 50 period. So as it moves higher and higher, if you just envision that as a trend line that's drawn itself for you, then overall the chart would be perfectly fine because, again, by definition, in order to stay above an increasing line, the price itself needs to keep on increasing and building higher bases. So that is an area to watch right there. There we go. Now we're getting there. Okay, that's better. That'll give us some stuff to talk about. Again, the $5 super chats, make sure that I'll do it, and I'll do it right away. But if you plan on being around for a while, then yeah, you can just throw up a request and I'll I'll get to it. Let's see. Hey, I know you call trading your side hustle, correct? But was it no? I don't. In my opinion, Rob, being a full-time day trader, full-time trader, does not exist. And I'm not even quite sure it's possible. Now, before you go and say, wait a second, if you're about to say, I know so-and-so and they're a full-time day trader. Yeah, who's so-and-so? Are you about to tell me about somebody that's got a YouTube channel? Are you about to tell me about somebody that's got a big, presence on social media? Are you about to tell me about somebody that runs a blog? Are you about to tell me that somebody, you read on their website? Those are not full-time traders. Because they have other streams of income. And that's why I always tell people, if your goal is I want to be a full-time trader, poor goal, very bad goal. Your goal should be I want to create multiple streams of income for myself. Every wealthy person I've ever studied, the one common thing they have is many streams of income. They diversify income streams, so I'm a big believer in it. So I am well aware that many people out there call themselves full-time traders, but then they have the YouTube channel, they sell subscription services, they sell courses, they have this and that. And I do all that. I have a subscription service, I sell a mentorship program, I do all that too. But that's why I don't call myself a full-time trader, because I invest in real estate. I have many streams of income, because that's what I believe you should be. You should not, I want to be a professional day trader. I said, no, I think you should be a professional income stream creator. But to think that if you want day trading to be your only stream of income, that's a very high pressure situation. And that's why I say I don't know if it's even possible, because if you're sitting there trading and you have to make money to put food on the table for your family, or you have to make money to make your mortgage payment or all that, that is such a crazy amount of pressure. And then at that point, you begin to need to trade. And if you need to trade, well, then that could lead to forced trades and things like that. But if you're in a spot where you're like, no, I don't need to take a trade, well, then you can wait for your setups. You can wait for things to develop the way you want them to develop. But if you need to trade, you're going to have that, okay, I got to get a trade on. I need to trade because this is literally my only income stream. So that is where I would challenge. Like I said, I don't know any full-time day traders, and I don't think it's even possible to be strictly a full-time day trader because of, like I said, too much pressure. But yeah, Rob, I'll I think I can do this. Whoops. No, I did not want to do that. There we go. The cow, this is kind of an old video, but the cows is gone. I don't have cows, or I don't do the cow thing anymore, but if you go to my site, don't go there now, stick with me, but if you just do a search on the blog page, so over here, just, 9 streams of income, that should bring up that video, but yeah. But the newest things, I literally a couple years ago bought farmland in Iowa. So yes, I have many streams of income. I don't think it's got to be complicated. Like starting to buy some dividend stocks. That's another stream of income, right? That's passive income. Those dividends, yeah, it's not going to be a lot at first, but you're now starting to build another stream of income. So it's not like you have to go out there and do something crazy, but you should be focused on building as many streams of income as possible. But yeah, always a good question, Rob. Always a good topic. One that I think people, and again, it's not anybody's fault because I get it. Everybody calls themselves, oh yeah, I'm a full-time trader. No, you're not. You're on a YouTube channel. You're making money from ad revenue. Again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing for those people. I disagree with the fact that they're calling themselves a full-time day trader or a full-time trader. But I do the same. That's why I don't call myself. This is a side hustle for me. This is one of multiple streams of income. DJT. All right. As I've been saying, and make sure if you are enjoying this, hit that like button. If you enjoy this format, as I was just telling people, this is still experimental mode. I don't know if it's really worth it or not to be doing these videos, but if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. So DJT. And if you have a request that you want me to do immediately and right away, and for sure, same with the question, anything, because I'm starting at the chat box. I'm just working my way down. So I'm not ignoring anything that you've typed. It just may be a while until I get to it because, like I said, I'm just starting and working my way down. But the super chats bring it to my attention immediately, and I'll do it right away. But if you plan on hanging out for the next, I don't know, however long we go, then yeah, I'll eventually maybe get your message. All right. So a lot of these stocks are going to follow the same model of the overall market. The overall market, and what I did was just, getting this trend line in place and just saying, from the bigger picture, as long as the price can stay above that trend line, then all in all, you can make the argument that the tide has shifted. Things are starting to, turn itself back around. But let's go down to the 30-minute time frame here. Is every single chart going to look the same today? I guess we'll see. I'll see because I just talked about this on the other ones. So on the 30-minute, man, where's this cough coming from? We have the 200 period right there, which is currently acting as resistance. So if we just pretend that this moving average is a trend line, and then we have a couple other areas of support. We have the 50 period. So if we pretend like that is a trend line too, we basically have this wedge headed into next week. So it's just a question of now who's ultimately going to win this battle. If the bulls win with the break to the upside, and if it's a high volume break, I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but I mean, you got some room to potentially run up to those highs right there. On the flip side, if the price breaks to the downside, I want to get too excited because then the price has got to deal with this trend line. Doesn't mean that trend line can't also be broken, but a break to the downside of this little wedge right here, it's not all oh man, this thing's about to collapse. No, I'd say that's getting a little too far ahead of yourself because the price would still have to deal with that area right there. But yeah, pretty similar to the other ones that we looked at. Hoover flag. Hey, good morning, Hoover. David Simpson. Did you get a chance to look at coin? I have not. I have a sneaky suspicion coin may look very similar. Let's just see. Let's just keep it on the 30-minute, and let's see if we have the 200 period above, 50 period below. Do we have a wedge? Let's see here. Yeah. Now, this one's a little bit different because we have a different conclusion here is because this one, the price is actually kind of, sort of, and this is what I mean. That 200 period right there just flat out acted as a resistance. But you can see right here, price got above it, then came back down, price got above it, and is now the last 30 minutes on Friday come down below there and technically closed slightly below it. By the way, I have my coffee. What is everybody's drink of choice? I meant to ask that. That's what I need to start to ask on the Saturday mornings. What is everybody's drink of choice? I got my black coffee. I might need to go get a refill, actually. Yeah, I'll probably have to get a refill. But right now, just kind of putzing around this area. So on the bright side, it's much closer to breaking out than it is breaking down, because if the price were to come down here and break down through that purple line, that'd be a rougher situation. But so far so good. That purple line has indeed already acted as a support. But yeah, same general idea. I suppose we have a bit of a little bull flag has formed. So can the bull flag get the push to the upside? That is the question right now that seems to be valid to ask. So yeah, there's coin. Pretty similar. The biggest difference, like I said, just in regards to that level right there. SUNE. Any prediction? Yes, I can give you a guaranteed prediction. This thing is either going up, down, or sideways on Monday. That is my prediction for SUNE. But people right now asking about SUNE, I'm very worried for you. So Kostler, you didn't buy a pair, did you? You weren't one of these people that bought right here or bought the dip right here, are you? You're not one of these people that's trying to rationalize away a really bad day trade or swing trade into an investment. I don't know if Kostler's still here, but when I hear people asking about this one, it gets me worried in a hurry. Gets me very, very worried. Starfire. Why does everything have to be worth it? Why can't you do something because you just like to do it? Well, because time is a commodity, and I think you should use your time wisely. So, but the key is where you enjoy doing it and it's worth it. So it's a false dilemma to say, well, something is either worth it or it's not worth it. Or something is either worth it or you have to like to know. Something can be worth it and you can like to do it at the same time. So find that. That's the key. That's the key. But yeah, for me as a father of 6 kids, I am obligated, if I'm going to pull my time away from them, it better be worth it to do so. So I mean, yeah, that's a pretty simple answer. Like if you're a father and then you go do things with your time that literally has zero worth to it, I would say I would disagree with that parenting style. I'll put it that way. Where were we? Yeah, I would. I'm just reading. That's a very bizarre statement. So I was reading it again because I want to be fair. Maybe I misread that. But yeah, you seem to be operating under like a false dilemma in your mind. You seem to be deploying a logical fallacy in your thinking. You seem to think that like both those things are at war. No, you can do things that you like to do that are also worth it. Do that, right? That's basically the way of saying what my dad always told me. If you find something you like to do, you'll never work a day in your life. Same general idea. So yeah, maybe you had a typo in there, but you're operating with a logical fallacy within your the lens in which you view life. It seems, unless there is a typo, or maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're trying to say. I want to be fair in the conversation, but yeah, there's either a typo there. I would encourage you to look, kick the logical fallacy out the door. Look through life with a different lens. Kostler has not replied, so yeah, I don't think Kostler's still here anymore, so I'm just going to move on from this one. This one is obviously garbage. Most people asking about SUNE right now are the people that bought it here or bought the dip here or bought the dip here, and now they're just trying to rationalize hey, this is still a good hold, right? And we've all been there, right? Or let me take a step back. I can't speak for everybody. I have been there. Many people I've talked to have been there where you buy right there and you're like, okay, this is a day trade for me, and then it drops. Let me buy some more, and then it drops some more, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is a swing trade. Then it drops some more, and then it drops some more, and all right, and then it drops. Oh, this is a great company, long-term investment. Like I said, I've been there before, where a day trade turns into a long-term investment because at the core, your ego is just too big to be like, oh, I got that wrong. I better cut the loss. So, yes, because Kostler has not replied back, I assume he is gone. So we will move on from that one because SUNE is just total garbage. XRP is looking good. Okay. I try to just stick it to one request per person. Now, I'll do multiple requests for somebody, but that's because I want to keep it fair for everybody. But But a $5 super chat, I'll do another one. Not that you requested that, David. I get it. You're just saying it's looking good, so fantastic. Hoover Flight Trader, hoping to supplement my retirement with day trading. Fantastic. You already have retirement. That's good. Multiple streams. Still have a couple years to get this consistent. Good job, Hoover. Hey, Clay, sorry if you've already gone over this. What are your thoughts on NQ? I have not gone over it. I'm assuming it's still going to be the same general idea. Yeah. So NQ, it's really, like I said, pretty much all the markets are the same right now with all this drama and hoopla. It's all about these trend lines. So despite what you see in the media or whatever, just watch the trend lines, because what you see on social media or on TV or whatever, that's just people saying stuff. But what are people doing? Well, that's what a chart's telling you, because that's what's telling you where prices are doing, and prices are being influenced by, well, what people are doing with their money. So from the overall standpoint, as long as the price does stay above this trend line here, then the argument is valid that the bulls are recovering and they continue to recover. That's a totally valid point now, again, because the price could come down here, go up, come down here, go up. Yeah, sure, there's pullbacks along the way, but the price is showing progress via that trend line right there. So that is something where just from an overarching standpoint, you can make that argument. Now, if the price does not hold above that trend line, then it still doesn't become like, uh-oh, the bears are back, the bears are back. No, the bears made an appearance, but at that point, all eyes are going to shift down to this low right here. Because to be fair, NQ, it could break down here, and then it may just enter into one of these things where it's just a chop fest. So for all we know, the next few weeks, few months are going to be some sort of big chop fest. But who knows? If the price breaks down here, that could be the leading indicator that the bears are back, and the quote-unquote bears are back I would define as breaking down to new lows, because at that point, that would just be continuing down with the overall flow of things. So that's just pretty much the NQ from a bigger picture standpoint. Looking at the 30-minute. There we go. Where's that trend line? So this is just an experimental. Let's do array here, because that's going to be a pretty long trend line. Whoops. I put it right there. Okay, so it's actually broken through that trend line already. So that's interesting, that this overarching trend line here on the 30-minute has been broken above. The price is above it. So valid question throw out there. Okay, is this the start of something bigger? Is there going to be more upside momentum? So upside momentum would not totally be shocking now, seeing that the price has broken up through that line. Near-term area of resistance, or I should say potential resistance. Right at basically 19,000 there. You can see back in the history of things, that was a problem area. Supports. So same general idea what I was talking about. So that line down there is coming from the daily chart, but in the near term we have this over, this line right here. So really you got three supports that you could use for potential trade plans. You have the 50 period, you have that trend line, and then you have the 200 period moving average. Again, if you're enjoying this, hit the like button, and we'll see if we can continue with this in the future for Saturdays. But this is still completely experimental mode. I know the Monday through Friday, that seems to be building, that seems to be getting and doing well. But Saturday, this is still totally experimental mode. So I am by all means seeking feedback. So if you enjoy, definitely hit that like button, and we'll see if I can continue with this moving forward. But I don't expect the crowd sizes to be as big, but like I said, I am in total experimentation. This is only the third Saturday morning one I've done. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth it to go to the 5-minute for right now. Yeah, I'm gonna pass doing the 5 minutes. So there's the NQ. Like I said, because sometimes when markets, well, not sometimes, usually when markets get this volatile, everything kind of just shifts and molds into almost the same pattern. Now, of course, not the exact same pattern, but they get they start to become very similar. So Bummer. I was hoping Starfire was still here so they interact, clarify. Man, I feel bad. I don't like that. I don't like when people look at life through a lens that's got logical fallacies in it. Let's see, where was I? Jabril Evo. Monday, market will take off probably 2,000 points. Okay. I'm glad you threw the word probably in there. That makes me feel better. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Or go down 2,000 points. I guess that means, well, take off usually means up. So, yeah. Or I don't know, 2,000 points down. Who knows? Who knows? All it takes is one tweet. All it takes is one bit of news. Maddie, if you could make any indicator the holy grail of indicators, what would it be? Candlesticks. Because the holy, well, I call them the king indicators are twofold: price and volume. Because if something does not have volume, then I don't care what the price is doing, because you need volume to get out of anything, right? You can always get into anything, whether it's a stock, anything, stock, option, crypto, bond, anything. Somebody's always willing to sell you something. But the thing you got to consider is, am I going to be able to get out of this thing? And that's where penny stocks get very, very difficult, because you can always buy a penny stock, but are you going to be able to get rid of that penny stock when you want to? And if the volume's not there, I mean, it could literally take you hours, if not days, if not weeks, to try to sell your position. Now, if you're somebody like me and the many people in here that I know trade futures, like, what are you talking about? If I want out of position, I am out of that position as fast as I can click the button. No, exactly. Because the volume is there. So some people just take volume for granted because they're just, and good on them, they're trading things such as futures that have massive volume. So you don't even have to think about the idea of, am I going to be able to get out of this thing? So I know you asked for one. So volume, very, very important. And this is where you can kind of go back. It's almost like a chicken and egg type thing. But volume, very, very important. But price action is I would say, the key. So, but we also kind of have to assume that the volume is there. So if we can assume that it's a volume rich situation, so I'll just say continue to go with futures, then price action. So then it becomes a question of, okay, well, how do you extrapolate the most out of price action? One way you could use price action is, you could do this, a line chart. So I mean, this is telling you stuff. I'm not saying that's worthless. A line chart is telling you price action, and right now, per your question, I am saying that price action is the holy grail indicator. So yeah, this is price action, line chart. But I would argue you can get even more out of price action by using a candlestick chart, because a candlestick chart is actually telling you 4 things about price action, right? It's telling you over a certain period of time where the low was, where the high was, where the open was, and then where the close was. So that's where, yes, a candlestick and a line chart are both price action, but in my opinion, the candlestick beats out the line chart, because the line chart is just telling you one piece of information about the price action, whereas the candlestick is telling you 4 pieces of information. So yes, the holy grail indicator for me would be candlesticks. So if there's only one thing I could put on my chart, it would be candlesticks, because everything else, any other indicator, they're just mathematical equations. And if you look at the mathematical equation, they're either going to be using one or both. They're going to be using some form of price action or something to do with volume. That's it. Now, how they make the mathematical formulas interact with price and volume, well, that's how you get different indicators. But the fact of the matter is, they're still using price and volume within those. So that's why I would say that is the king, or the holy grail indicator. Good question. Sumathi, hey, good morning. I know I'm very far behind in the chat. That's why I keep saying, like I said, if you have time and you're hanging out, fine. I'll eventually get your message. I'm not ignoring it, but that's also why I keep saying, if you're maybe pressed on time, $5 super chats, bring it to my attention right away. Speaking of stocks, the market is getting low. Do you think it's starting to become? Well, I've already been buying for investing. Yeah, so I've been nibbling on the way down. I have no idea where the bottom's at. Nobody knows where the bottom's at. Anybody that tells you they know where their bottom's at would be a sign that, I'm not quite sure that person's being totally honest with you. But yeah, I've been nibbling and will continue to nibble. Morning, Ami. Manuel's got some coffee. Thank you. About to grab my second cup of coffee. Yeah, that reminds me. I need to go refill this thing. NVNI price prediction. just stop thinking that anybody can predict the price. Like that's not how the market works. I have no idea where the price is going. No idea. And this better not be some penny stock piece of garbage. What was requested? NVNI. Please don't be a penny stock. The toilet. The toilet is my prediction for NVNI. That's stop. Just stop it. Why are you Sumathi? Why are you trading? Why are you in this thing? Because I can help you, but I need to know why. Is it because you have a small account? Are you wanting to day trade? Do you just not have a whole lot of money, so you can therefore buy a lot more shares, which can help you grow that money? Like, why are you wasting your time with such garbage? I need to know that because I think I have a solution for you. We call it Pam's plant around here, but I need to know a little bit more. Like, are you wanting to be a day trader? Or are you just trying to be like some investor that is finding the diamond in the rough? Like, what are you trying to do? What are you wanting to do in your ideal world? Maybe you're like, I want to be a day trader, but because I don't have $25,000, I have to do these penny stocks and then do like swing trades with them because I don't have a lot of money. So the pattern day trader rules, like, is that like, would you like to be a day trader, but you just can't because you don't have enough money? So Sumathi, help me to help you because I think I have a solution for you. But I need to know more about what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish. Because NVNI it ain't it. It ain't it. Playing in septic tanks ain't it. Now I understand, because as somebody that got started playing in septic tanks, I get it. But I'm also here to tell you it ain't it. Buy coffee. Just picked up cold brew. JXN stock. All right. JXN. What is JXN? I don't know if I've ever heard of this ticker symbol. Jackson Financial. All right. This must be from like some sort of investment. So right now, just woke up, sipping the yak. Morning, Joseph. So yeah, same general idea here as a lot of these other ones, as I've been saying, just because the market's been crazy, but got to get a lower trend line in place. Yes, the price has been trending up. That is that's good. That's bullish. But not out of the woods because all it takes is a break to the downside here, and this thing could very well retest these lows if not go lower. I thought I had you yesterday. I thought you'd finally just be like, you know what, Clay, you've been right. I need to join your community. But you still don't. It amazes me. Amazes me. Me and Emmy, we have a history. I've gotten to know him a little bit behind the scenes. I'm trying to help him. He's not listening, though. He keeps doing his own thing, and his own thing is bringing him pain, suffering. I just want to help Emmy. I just want to help. Yeah, you're planning on it. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Are you the next week guy? Where if I ask you next week and you're going to tell me next week, and then the next week I'll ask you, like, yeah, next week. Are you that guy? Are you the next week guy? It's always next week. I used to work with a guy. I won't say his name, just in case some weird reason he's here. But it was 2 weeks. Everything. Anytime you ask him about anything, 2 weeks. It could be 8 weeks later. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Are you a 2 weeks guy? But yeah, JXN, keep an eye on that trend line right there. Let's drop down to the 30-minute. 30 minutes actually, I like the 30-minute here. Nice ascending triangle pattern. So we have the area of resistance right there that's got to push through. And then this trend line right here in and of itself is creating an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles are bullish. Now, just because something's bullish doesn't mean it's for sure guaranteed going up. But definitely getting some compression here. Do you get to the break to the upside? That is the question. So yes, if you are a fan of the ascending triangle, that's a pretty solid pattern. I go to a bar that has free beer tomorrow. There's no such thing as free beer. No such thing. Just like there's no such thing as a free lunch. I'm not gonna drop because I bet this is very choppy. Yeah. pretty choppy. I mean, when you have gaps, like intraday gaps over and over again, that tells me right away that this is not really anything designed for day trading. Oh, I get it. Every day, every day their sign says free beer tomorrow. I get it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's well played. It's hard. It's live. Well, it's hard for me, but like to try to analyze and then keep track of conversations and then track the humor people are making. That's good. That is good. That is good. Sometimes I take things literally that is not being made in the way it can sound, which is why Starbright or whatever that guy was. I was hoping he'd clarify because if that's what he really meant, that's sad. But it's possible that I was misreading what he meant, like I just misread Nathan. That's good marketing. That's hilarious. Okay, I don't know if I can move that. Let's see. Can I? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go get some coffee real quick. I'll be back in just a second. Good job down here. There we go. DoorDash delivers. Does it matter if I enter a scalp trade via market trade or limit order? Yeah, yep. It does matter. Now, let me take it back. Does it matter to you? I have no idea. I don't know what your strategy is. I don't know what you're actually trying to accomplish. I don't know the nature of your scalp trade. So maybe it matters. I don't know. It's possible it can matter, but I can't say for sure because I don't know. I don't know the finer details. Coffee, yuck. Man, what are you a communist? You a communist, Shane? Let's see. I gotta catch up where I was. Envy just picked. I'm behind. Thank you, Clay. Just woke up, sipping morning Clay. ASBP dipped into the 40s. Oh no. What are you? ASBP. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh goodness. All right. I'd like to have a good Saturday. Looking at charts like that is gonna give me just. It's gonna give me just not what I want. Let's see. Clay, can you front me a prop firm account? Can I front you one? No. I think you have one, or did it go bye on Friday? I just talked about NQ a little while ago, Nathan. So if you watched the replay on this, that was not that long ago. Ratul. Clay, I work in a prop firm in India with 30K, and we trade with the level 2. What stocks or how should I pick up the stocks for day trades? I work in a prop. I'm not quite sure what you're saying. You work in a prop firm in India. You mean you're... What stocks or how should I pick up the stocks for day trades? I mean, that's a very in-depth question. Like, that's not a simple answer. But if you're wanting to day trade, Ratul, don't day trade stocks. That's a waste of your time. And it's bad capital management because you're exposing yourself to way more risk than you actually need to. So day trading stocks, very, very poor idea, Ratul. You should be using, if you want to be a day trader, Pam's Plant. You mentioned you're in India, so Pam's Plant is open to people in India, which is one of the reasons I love Pam's Plant, because a lot of people in India are always asking, hey, I want to trade U.S. markets. What can I use? And this, and that. And until Pam's Plant came along, I really didn't have an answer for them. But yeah, day trade stocks, no good. No good. There are better ways. Way better ways. Does anyone here, yeah, I can't say. I don't know if I've ever looked at a 30-second chart. I do, but I want another. Well, then, here, I'll front you one with I'll front you one with a guaranteed return. I got a ticker symbol, guaranteed return. And this guaranteed return is going to allow you to get yourself another prop firm account. Are you ready for this magical ticker symbol? This ticker symbol's got 3 letters in it. Are you ready for the magical ticker symbol? It's the Holy Grail ticker symbol. It will give you guaranteed returns. Guaranteed returns. Who wants this magical ticker symbol? That's got 3 letters part of it. Here it is. Here it is. Ticker symbol JOB. There we go. You want more prop firms? Get your ticker symbol JOB. JOB. That's a guaranteed return right there. What was that? Pam's Plant. Yeah, Pam's Plant is just right here. And this, I'm not going to go through every point, but it is an argument if you in the category of day trading. So assuming you want to day trade, you want to be a day trader, then Pam's Plant. Pam's is representing why futures are way better. The main reason being, especially if you're in stocks or options, you have that pattern day trader rule. But even if you don't have the pattern day trader rule, you're still taking on a whole lot of risk because within the plant, which is the argument for prop firms, the A is the risk control, and the risk being defined, or part of the control being how you protect your own money. How does that work? Well, if you are doing the prop firm, and I'm just going to use the one that I use and recommend, but for example, so if you're doing, because that's at the top of the banner there, the 50,000 right here, it'll cost you $119. So in other words, out of your pocket is $119. And then you do have to pass the test, prove yourself, and then once you go from the test into the pro account is where you start to make money. You get to keep 80% of that money. But in order to that to happen, yeah, you got to first buy an account and then pass. So the account, you're at risk is $119 because that was the cost. Now, if you lose your mind, if you revenge trade, if you do something really stupid, or maybe you just get caught in a crazy move and you lose $2,000, well, within the prop firm, they will take the account away from you. Now, you can always try again for $100, but as far as this is a concern, they would take the account. In prop firm lingo, you would blow up the account. So $2,000 lost, but did you actually lose $2,000? You didn't. Now, they didn't lose $2,000 either because this whole phase takes place within a simulated environment. So nobody's actually losing $2,000 because that's a very good way. How can they stay in business if you're only paying $119, but they're letting you lose $2,000? Simulated environment. So fair question, but that's how that works. But my point here is this. If you lose $2,000, yes, you lose the account. But did you actually lose $2,000? No, you didn't. You only lost the cost of the account, which was $119. Whereas if you're doing stocks, which is what you're just talking about, well, you're using your own money. So if you have the same exact situation where something, either you do something dumb or you just get stuck in a crazy move. Same situation. One situation with Pam's Plant, it's only costing you $119. The other situation, it's literally costing you $2,000. So that is the biggest argument for Pam's Plant, just in the way that it allows you to protect yourself against that risk. So that is why I say day trading stocks are a waste of time, because some people, they're able to say, well, Clay, I actually have more than $25,000. And for them, then they don't really care about this. But if you have less than $25,000, this should be, okay, I'm doing Pam's plant, because in the world of futures trading, there's no pattern day trading rule. But stocks options, if you have less than $25,000, and a day trade being defined as you buy and sell in the same day. If you fall under the pattern day trading rule, you're only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days. Yes, you heard that right. You're only allowed to buy and sell in the same day. You're only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days. You can't be a day trader with that rule. But with futures, that rule just doesn't exist. But like I said, if you do have more than 25,000, then to be fair, yeah, this one wouldn't be convincing to you. But that is where, when you get down to the prop firm area, protecting money. And I mean, there's other reasons too. Futures move way better than stocks. I mean, there's many other reasons as to why futures are, day trading futures are better than stocks or anything else. But usually the pattern day trading rule for most people, like, that should be at like, oh, really? Because I want to be a day trader, but I can't because of the pattern day trading rule. So like, that should be, this right here should convince right off the get-go the vast majority of people. But in case you need more reasonings, that's what's provided there. But yeah, that is Pam's plant. Thank you for asking. It's an undefeated argument. It's an undefeated idea within the category of day trading. That's the key. If you're looking to invest or you want to be a swing trader, then yeah, Pam's plant, that's not an argument for that. This is a day trading argument, a day trading strategy. Yeah, well, right here, Ratul, if you want to trade futures, and futures move way better than stocks, then the link that you see at the top, they're open to people from India. So, yeah, and if you want to support the channel and get the current promotion, code Clay. But yeah, that prop from there is open to people from India, and they will allow you to trade futures. Let's see. Did you try trading BTC? Well, I don't know. When you say try trading, Sounds of the Universe, are you talking about swing trading or day trading? Because day trading Bitcoin, totally just that's garbage. Waste of your time. You're taking on way too much risk. It makes zero sense. And when I say it makes zero sense, that's not like coming from a place of opinion. That's coming from a place of logic. And the logic is coming from the place of mathematics. I can mathematically show you that day trading Bitcoin makes no sense. It makes no logic. Because remember, that's all math is. That's right. It's a form of logic. It's a form of structure. So I can logically, mathematically show you that day trading Bitcoin makes no sense. Okay, yeah. So you're doing things that literally make no sense. Sounds of the Universe. Why would you day trade Bitcoin? Why are you putting all your capital at risk? Why are you doing that? Again, I'm going to go back, and I get passionate about this because I don't like people making dumb decisions that don't make sense. Again, here is the logical mathematical argument. Let's say that we have 2 people. Both people one person is going to use Pam's plant, the other person is going to scalp Bitcoin. Well, both people do something stupid, right? Because both people are human. We all have those off days. Both people have an off day. Both people, because of that off day, lose 2,000. Now, the person using Pam's plant, they lose 2,000. What does that mean? It means they lose this account, to which, again, they can always try again, but they lose this account. But how much did they pay for the account? Because that's what they actually lost. Well, they paid $119 for it. So, yeah, they lost 2,000 because of a stupid move that they made. Cost them 2,000, which means they lost $119 because they lost the account. Whereas the people, such as Sounds of the Universe, that are scalping Bitcoin, same thing, did something stupid, cost them $2,000. But that literally cost them $2,000. Why are you doing that? You can use prop firm to trade Bitcoin. Okay, but that still doesn't overcome this. Futures move 10 times better than Bitcoin. What are you doing? Why? Futures move so much better. So much better. The gains add up so much quicker. The ability to control it, so much better. It makes still zero sense. If you want movement, you want to scalp. It's not even close. It's not even close. You are making your life harder. You are literally making your life harder as a trader if you're trying to scalp Bitcoin when you have the choice to scalp something such as futures. Because we look at Bitcoin here, I mean, okay, we got to go down to like a 5 minute. So yeah, okay, you're getting some movement here, but like think about this distance right here. Like that distance is like, whoa, that's a pretty big move, all that, blah, blah, blah. But then we look at futures, and let's just look at the NQ, 5 minute. And let's look at this distance right here. Whoops. So, just, try a similar distance from, we'll call it 650. Whoops. Up to right there. So 650 up to, let's just call it 750 to make the math easy. All right. Well, never. I don't. Give me a 1. Is anybody else find this happy? Because Sounders of the Universe is not going to listen. They think they got it all figured out. So, is this helping anybody? If you're like, no, Clay, please keep going with the point you're making. Give me a 1 if you want me to keep going. Because if nobody's interested, because Sounds of the Universe is not going to listen. They already have everything figured out. Then that's fine. There's just people like that in life. Okay, Prima Trader, what are you doing? Why are you not in the Pam's plant yet? I recognize your name, and you're still not doing it. What are you doing? Yes, I'm upset at Prima Trader. What are you doing? What else convincing do you need? What are you scared of, Prima Trader? I recognize the name. You're not new here. You've heard of Pam's plant, and you're still not doing it. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? Okay, people. So right here, think about the movement. That's not, sir, no, incorrect. Pam's plant. You've heard of Pam's plant. You have a job. Yeah, is your job around the clock? Because futures are open essentially around the clock. Now, they are closed on Saturdays, to be fair. But besides that, they're basically open around the clock. So what does that have to do with anything? Excuse denied. That's part of Pam's plant. Your objection, just like that, overcome. That's one of the reasons why I have a full-time job. Well, yeah, no kidding. That's why futures are awesome, because they're open basically around the clock. Come on, man. Sounds of the Universe, with all due respect, you're not going to listen to me anyways. So why do you care about my thoughts? You don't care. You don't care. I'm confused by people sometimes. Like, you try to help them, and they're like, but this. It's like, okay, you're wrong, but you don't want to admit you're wrong. But hey, can you still give me your thoughts? You're not going to listen to my thoughts anyways. What in the world? So what I was saying here is, yeah, Bitcoin, it does make movements, fine, fair enough. But right here, this movement from here to here, let's just call it 100. It's not really 100, but just for sake, let's say this is a difference of 100. Now, in futures, you trade contracts and nothing happens in dollars or cents, but things move in points. So now technically things move in a tick, but that's just muddying the waters. We're just going to look at points. So this distance from here to here, I know that's not exact, but just for argument's sake, is 100 points, okay? So depending on the type of contract you choose, 1 point is worth $20. So if that, and then like I said, this distance, I mean, it's not small, but I don't think like anybody would consider this distance being something massive, but that distance is 100 points. And if we've just determined that 1 point is worth $20 and that thing just moved, that distance is 100 points, that's $2,000 right there. But that's per contract, just one contract. So if we look over here at this prop firm here, and let's go to the bare minimum, because I want to just show you, and let's say you're like, no, I just want $25,000 in purchasing power. So if you have $105, then you could get $25,000 in purchasing power. And that is telling you, well, how much could I buy with that? What does that get me? Well, the type of contract that I just walked you through, where that 1 point is worth $20, and then that little distance was worth $2,000, you could buy up to 3 of those contracts. So on the calculator here, when we're looking at that move being 2,000, that's per contract. But for $105, you could have gotten 3 of those. So we can multiply that by 3. And right here, this little modest distance is $6,000. Right now, trading is hard, so I'm not trying to make it look like this is holy grail. But my point here is that like you don't need a lot of money to have the gains add up very quickly, which is, the whole idea of the M here of the movement. And why I'm trying to tell signs of the universe, no, Bitcoin just does not move as good as futures do. I don't know if he or she, they're not listening, but and plus you have the ability to control it. How do you control it? Well, you control it via position size. And a fair critique here would be, well, Clay, you can do the same thing with stocks, right? If you want more movement in your stock position, well, just get more shares, which is true. You can increase your position size in stocks. But in stocks, that actually requires more money out of your pocket. You need to, go buy more shares in options. You need to buy more contracts. And, crypto, you need to buy more coins. But not here, because with the way the prop firm is structured and set up, you could start at 1 contract and then get another one and then get another one because you can go up to 3. But guess what? Your cost is not changing. It's not requiring like another $105. It's just $105. And I know that says per month, but that's only during the test phase. After you pass the test and then move into what's called the pro account, there are no more monthly fees. So, you can take as long as you want to pass the test. The test for this size is you got to make $1,500, but they don't want you losing $1,500. But once you pass that goes away. But my point here is that that's pretty wild when it comes to the movement standpoint, that a very modest movement, nothing that great, could have potentially been worth $6,000. But then we have people who are trying to argue against these other things. NQ is my NQ is my then why are you wasting your time with Bitcoin? If NQ is your fave, why are you wasting your time with Bitcoin? It's literally a waste of your time. There are better things. He said, come on, Cletus. Oh, did somebody call me sensitive? I didn't see that. What are you saying? I'm just asking. No, all I'm saying is it seems though like you're not, like I'm trying to tell you things, but you keep, but this, but that. However, your buts are actually wrong. So it's like, okay, I get you're saying, well, you said this, Clay, but, and I'm telling you, your but is wrong. Like that's actually not true, but you don't seem to like be absorbing that. So that's why I was saying to you, but why do you keep asking me my thoughts? Because it doesn't seem like you're going to listen to them anyways. You're just going to throw out, well, but this. So, but I don't know, maybe I'm misreading the situation. Maybe I'm misreading it. But yes, for those of you that wanted me to finish out that point, isn't that kind of crazy? So, Prima Trader, he already knows all this. He's scared for some reason. Ronnie T, Tony, yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, would you guys agree that's pretty cool stuff? James Feeney, I'm halfway to my goal on my 50K eval account. I see that the drawdown becomes intraday trawling on the pro account. I'll see a lot of people are upset about this. Yeah, I mean, there's no need to be upset. Just trade, manage risk. Don't go for grand slam trades. That eventually goes away. You can build up a buffer and get paid. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one, James. I mean, risky, too much money, not much volatility with stocks. Plain and simple, use up prop firms. Someone else. Yep, exactly. I mean, you get it. Okay, so James. So let me ask you this, James. It sounds like, well, James, you are because you just told me. So James is now doing Pam's plant. He's trading futures through the prop firm. What did you do beforehand, James? What were you formerly day trading for people in the chat? I'm assuming you were day trading. What were you day trading? You are so sensitive. Me just asking you. Don't get. No, I'm not sensitive. I'm just like. If anybody's sensitive, it's, well, I'll try to, okay, I'll work on not being so sensitive. But it does. Like, a lot of people are like I do this because I truly want people to succeed. Now, I get it. I don't believe you. You just say that because that's what everybody that sells a program is going to say. Oh, I sell you this program because I just really want you to succeed. Like, I get it. That has zero credibility, which is why I tell people, no, I'm also in it for, I want to make money. I am running a for-profit business. So I'm not some sweet old little angel, but there is a true compassion for wanting people to succeed. So I take stuff like that actually as a compliment. I am sensitive. I guess there's no shame in that. Why am I sensitive? Because what you're doing is stupid and I want you to succeed. That is why I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive to people doing dumb things. So I think I just need to own that. I think that actually reveals that I truly do have a genuine passion. Like, no, I do this. Yes, it is a for-profit business. But yes, it is also because I genuinely want people to succeed. So it gets me fired up. I am sensitive towards people doing dumb things. So you know what? Yes, Sounds of the Universe, I am sensitive because you're doing stupid things. And I am upset because you're doing stupid things, and I actually really sincerely want you to succeed. So I'm going to start to embrace this. We'll be like, dude, calm down. No, I'm not calm because I want you to succeed. No sales pitch. You don't even know what I sell, and I'm still yelling at you. Because I do. I genuinely want you to succeed. There we go. So if you don't believe me that I do this because I want people to succeed in a genuine way, well, I don't know. But I'm going to take that as a compliment when people start to be like, dude, calm down. Why are you getting angry? Why are you so sensitive? Because I want you to truly, in my heart of hearts, no sales pitch, I want you to succeed. Stop doing dumb things. Let's go. I'm fired up now. I am sensitive. Clay Trader the sensitive. There we go. I'm sensitive to stupidity. If you do dumb things, stupid things, I'm going to get sensitive and get upset about it because I don't want you to do stupid things. All right, let's get back on point. I got to do something over here, actually. All right. Sorry about that. If you are enjoying, hit that like button. I was keeping my eye on the viewers. I didn't see anybody run off, so I don't think me getting a little fired up. I don't think that scared off anybody. If it did, so be it. So be it. Trey, be good. Donald Trump is digging a deep economic grave for the USA, which it may recover from. All right. There we go. What are futures trading hours? They're closed. They close on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then they'll open back up at Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. No, I just lied to you. They close on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. They will open back up at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and then every day during the normal week, they close at 5 p.m. for 1 hour. So they close at 5 p.m. Eastern, and then they open back up at 6 p.m. Eastern. $490 away from passing the eval. Nice, Justin. Well, don't think about that. Just keep trading how you've been doing. Good job. If you have a full-time job, or if you have a full-time, what time is better to trade futures? Really, whenever you can find time. Now, sometimes are slower than others. Now, you can compensate for that. Maybe you can do a little bit bigger position size. But other times, things are just super crazy, so you got to compensate in the other way. Lower position size. But yeah. They are always moving. So when the market's open, they're always moving. Sometimes they're certainly moving quicker than other times. But again, that's where the position size manipulation comes into play. That is where this comes into play. They are always moving. They have great movement. sometimes slower than other times, but that ability to control it with the prop firm, like I said, for no additional money, you can add to your position. I don't know if Sounds Universe, he claims he can take it. I think he's personally hiding under his desk right now, crying, probably in the fetal position. He's probably on the phone with his mom right now. This man just yelled at me. This man just yelled at me, mama. Bitcoin trading, you have to pay the mining all the time. This is a loss that you can't even put in your tax return. Okay, yeah, I don't know really anything about that. But Kostler, you're back. Were you the guy that was asking me about SUNE? Please don't tell him. Where did you buy SUNE at? Shay La Vega. I'm tired of doing stupid things. Amen. Been getting really beat trying to trade in this market. Thank you for... Hey, you are welcome. You can trade, but day trading is stupid. I think, okay. I'm pretty sure that's directed at Bitcoin itself. I don't think you're just saying day trading is stupid. I think what you mean is day trading Bitcoin is stupid. 5 p.m. Eastern. Yes, thank you for the correction, RV Life. Well, okay, Sounds of the Universe, that's fine. All I would do is encourage you, if you're gonna... Oh, do I still have this? Yeah, we can pull up the chart. I don't want this... All I would say, Sound of the Universe, is if somebody's conversing with you, don't continually throw back, yeah, but this. And it's just like, well, then why are you asking? Like, you already have the answers to everything, so why are you asking me for? That's what it came across as. Like, you weren't actually asking because you wanted to know or learn or be open to anything. It seemed very... You were coming across as very much like disingenuous in the sense of, well, you already got life figured out. Like everything I told you were just like, yeah, but this. Even though those things were wrong in your mind, you had it figured out. Now maybe that's not, to be fair to you, maybe that's not how it actually is. I'm just saying that's what it was coming across as. Sorry, I'm a little behind. I'm trading overnight gappers. Oh my goodness. Oh, low vol. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what he was doing beforehand. Well, trading overnight gappers, that's not day trading, that's swing trading. Low float momentum stocks, that's just playing with fire. I was finding some success. Well, yeah, the claim is not that you can't find success. The claim is, are you going to be able to have sustained success? And with that sort of thing, all it takes is one, especially the low float momentum stocks. I've been there. All it takes is one, and all that success can go away. Don't trade between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Won't work too well. Agreed. You'll notice the market's very slow then because it's not moving. However, I was also finding even being extremely disciplined, I had to be extremely careful of not incurring a large loss. The emotion made me trade. Yeah, exactly, James. I've been doing 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern and averaging 500 a night. So there's a reference point from Justin. Thank you for sharing that. Just need to make sure you have enough time to review charts before you jump in, and you'll be good. Yeah. To an extent. And that's another thing about, it makes me think of like find enough time, which is one of the things here. Save time. Like if you're doing stocks or crypto or anything else, like you have to scan what's the hot crypto today, Where's the meme coins? Where are those coins at? What's a hot stock today? Where's my setups? Where, what stock is going to, and you got to spend this time. Sometimes you have to spend extra money to pay for scanners and all this sort of stuff. But with futures, you know what you're going to trade because you trade the same thing every single day because the same thing every single day gives you multiple opportunities every single day. For me, and what I would recommend people start on is MNQ. If not MNQ, MES. The M is very, very important, and the M is a game changer. The M came along about 5 years ago, give or take, which means micro, which means the risk, they just don't move as fast because the NQ, the ES, oh boy, they move very quickly. So I'm not saying that you can never trade them. I'm just saying if you're someone that's getting started, start with, I would say the MNQ, but if you told me you're doing the MES, I wouldn't call you crazy. And that will allow you to ease in. But the point is yeah, you got to set some time aside to like look at some charts a little bit. Fair enough. I'm not disputing that. But you totally don't need to spend any time scanning. You don't need to spend any money paying for scanners. Now, I know scanners come with some platforms, but the point is, hey, just stop scanning. You don't need to scan. I mean, I've been there, so I don't say this like, but I got to roll out of bed, get to my computer really early because I got to run my scans. I got to find the stuff. No, none of that here. You can roll out of bed, plop down, and again, not start trading blindly. Yes, look at the charts, do a little bit of that. But yeah, you can plop down and basically start trading. So yes, that's another one of the arguments for Pam's plant. Just save yourself some time. How did we get... I don't even know how we got on this topic. Why are we... I think somebody was... I don't remember. But these are good questions. See, hello. Again, I know I'm a little bit behind on the chat. And if you're enjoying this, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get this up. We're a little light on the likes today. Today has not really been that successful stream number-wise. But, if people are enjoying this, we've had some good talk. I got fired up a little bit. But I'm going to start getting fired up more because it's true. Like, I want people to find success. Just don't do stupid stuff. And if you've watched my live stream, in my defense, I rarely... Well, the only time I ever promote anything that I sell is if people are asking, hey, what do you recommend to learn? I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to recommend what I offer. But it's not like... I should probably promote what I offer more. But, like, I'm always forgetting because that's not my main driver here. Let's go. The most stupid thing I've ever done was on 1994, I got married. The smartest thing I've ever done was, as a happily married guy of, oh boy. See, if I was married oh my goodness, it's almost been 20 years. So I got married in 2006. By the way, that was the best year of my life. I still had 1 year left of college, but my wife, she did a 2-year degree. So I had a sugar mama. The sugar mama lifestyle was the way to go. I would go to class. I'd come back, study. That's when I started getting into trading and all that sort of stuff. She was paying the bills. She was going to work for me. I just go to class, man, come back, do some trading. The sugar mama lifestyle lasted all of 1 year, but it was a glorious year. So that's my life advice right there. Get yourself a sugar mama. Get yourself a sugar mama. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Drink milkshakes every night. It was great. Gained like 40 pounds. Not so great, but... James, everything Clay's saying is exactly my experience so far, and then some of the emotions of trading are a key factor. I'm not rich. I have family. I'm not trying to lose all my... Yeah, James. Like I said, I mean, it is what it is. I have lost 25K last 10 weeks. I could have played futures with a prop firm and lost 30 times and still not... Exactly, bull trader. Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. It's just right there. Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, the added risk control, protect your own money. I mean, I don't want to, hopefully, maybe bull trader's not even here because I'm not trying to rub salt in his wounds, but I mean, let's just, out of my curiosity's sake, he's lost, what do you say? He's lost 25,000. Okay. So let's just see. So in order to get 150,000 in purchasing power, that would cost you right here $252. So 25,000 divided by 252. Holy smokes. I guess I should have been able to do that math in my mind, huh? He could have gotten 99 of these accounts. 99 of them. That's a lot. That's a lot of trades. That's a lot of learning. That's a lot of fine tuning. That's a lot of just everything. 99 accounts you'd have got. And he probably lost that, and not nearly as he's probably lost it in much bigger chunks than 250 at a time. I would assume, but I don't know. So, wow, yeah. Sorry, bull trader, if you are still here, I'm not trying to rub anything in your wounds. Thank you for sharing that, though, because that really does explain Pam's plan and just the built-in risk control of it. Prop trading can keep learning. Prop trading can keep a learning trader or a trader refining their strategy in the game longer. Exactly. Align more time to find success. Clay even took some time to come around. Yes. RV for life. Correct. It's all about giving yourself more time. How do you buy more time to learn? Now, I'm biased. I think that the best way you do that is to invest in structured education, and that's not me saying that. When I got into real estate investing after teaching myself how to trade, I invested basically $5,000 in my real estate investing education because I'm like, I'm not going through what I just did again, trying to teach myself trading. So that is a firm believer. So I would argue that is the first step, structured education. After that, prop firm, because it allows you to take that structured education and allows you to mold and fine tune it in a much safer way. I know some people disagree. I would never pay for anything. It's all for free on the internet. I get it. You will learn the hard way. You will spend a ton of money with prop firms. That's going to happen for sure. So my argument would be you would spend less with prop firms if you start off with a structured education. But I realize that approach really irritates some people because anytime anybody tries to sell anything, they get upset. But that's mine. And that's, like I said, I say it with full confidence because I know that's my true belief. And I can document my true belief, like I said. And I've done that in a video where I broke down all the stuff I invested in and bought before I got into real estate investing. Because I'm like, I am not teaching myself real estate investing. Let me pay for some structured stuff. I feel kind of bad that we haven't talked. I mean, we talked about a lot of charts already, but it's been a while. But in my defense, the title of this thing is what? Live trading and trade talk. So we're talking trading. So this is not off topic. Well said, sir. I've done my fair share of micros, but the reward on the NQ main is just so good. Well, yeah, no, yeah. I'm not saying to never get to the NQ. All I'm saying is, the NQ can end things pretty quick too. How much money can I start with? Brandon, good question. So the minimum you could start with Pam's Plant, again, day trading futures with a prop firm, is $105. And after that, so this is the cool thing about the current promotion right now. All in, you could have $105, which is not normally the case, and I'll explain. Because phase one, Brandon, is you got to pick the purchasing power. But your was, how much money can I start with? So I'm just going to go bare minimum, 105. 105 gives you $25,000 of purchasing power, and then you have to pass a test. The test is you have to make $1,500, not allowed to lose $1,500 though. And you can take as long as you want. Although I would encourage you to pass it within a month. Now you may be saying, well, I've never made $1,500 in a month. With futures, I'm telling you, they move. They move, and it's more than possible. It's more than possible. So I would encourage you to get it done within a month. That way you don't have to pay this again. Because once you go from here, so once you go from the test account to the pro account, in this column right here, there's no fees. And this is where you start to, when you make money, you get to keep it. Well, you get to keep 80% of it. But here's a ticker. Normally, and this is all prop firms, but usually take Profit Trader in order to make this jump. If we envision this as a bridge, so there we go. In order to cross this bridge, they charge what's called a $130 activation fee. But the current deal right now, the current promotion, so again, if you want to help support the channel, support the stream, use that link at the top and then code Clay. But the current promotion, there is no fee. There's no activation. That right now is $0. So in other words, all in, you could be for $105. And then if you go and start to crush it, so even, let's go through this. Let's just say you do this, you pass, you go here, and then you make, you make $1,000. So this is the return on investment is just crazy. So you make, what did I say, 1,000? Let's call it 500. You make $500. And then let's say you go and while you have your pro account, you lose your mind, something stupid happens, and boom, you lose $1,500. So now your pro account is gone. Now, again, you can get another account and you can go through the sequence again. But for this example, let's just say something happens after you make the $500 and poof, it's gone. So, but you made $500. Now, how much of that do you get to keep? Well, you get to keep 80% of it. So let's multiply that by 0.8. So you get $400. What was your all-in cost though? It was just 105, right? So you paid 105. If you look at it as an investment, which is actually what it is, you invested 105 and you walked away with $400. That's over a 200%. That's basically a 300% return on your investment. So I mean, that's where it's just, even if, and that's part of it. Like part of the game is you get into the pro accounts and then things happen. We're all human. We lose our minds. We do stupid things. Sometimes you get caught in crazy movements and then you'll lose these accounts. But I did a video on this a while ago. We had one person that actually, and you can copy trade. So what is copy trading? That is also right down here, part of the nuclear explosion growth. of copy trading. So with Take Profit Trader, the prop firm that I'm using, you could have up to 5 accounts. So 5 accounts, and then you can copy your trades to them. So in other words, if you make a trade on one account, and let's say it's $100, but you copied it to the 4 other, well, now actually you just made $500 because each one of those accounts was that same $100 trade. So yes, you only clicked the buttons. You only thought about one trade plan that got you $100, but because you copied it to those 4 other accounts, you just walked away with $500. So that's, now that is a two-sided coin. It's a quick way to just poof too. But we had a member of our, and I use this because he posted screenshots. It was all verified, all that. But he bought 2 of these accounts. So he, in order to get 2 of these accounts, because again, you can have up to 5 active, but these ones are $119. So his cost, his investment, you really use the word investment, but his investment was $119 times 2 because he got 2 accounts. So $238. He made $4,000 eventually, and that's what he got to keep was the $4,000. So this was after they took their 20%. He made $4,000, and then he did something happened. He blew up the accounts. He lost the accounts. But in other words, he spent $238, or however you want to look at it. He invested $238 to then make $4,000 before he lost those pro accounts. Like that's a good return on investment. That's a really good return on investment. So that's where it's hard for me to say, again, from a day trading standpoint, Pam's plan, it's a hard argument in my opinion, for anybody to argue against, because it makes sense. And again, my sense is being based in logic, and the logic being based in mathematics. So not like my opinion, it makes sense. No, it logically, mathematically makes sense. I mean, for you to be able to invest these smaller amounts and then boom, you get more than that. I mean, in all theory, you could fail 10 accounts. So you try again and try again, because every time you fail to try again is $100. But if you fail 10, let's just call it $1,000 in. If on that 11th account you go on a run and you make $3,000, boom, you invested $1,000 to make $3,000. That's a 200% return on your investment. So I mean, it seems to just mathematically make sense in my opinion. And, well, not really my opinion. That's kind of the math of it all. So Brandon, that is how much. Hopefully Brandon was here and heard that. But if not, and I know I'm far behind, but I'm just trying to take it one at a time. With trader and eye on risk management, and it's hard to get beat prop. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the other thing, RV Life. That's the other rule is when you talk about risk management, that's a great thing about prop firms. Risk management, you have to do it. If you want, now you don't have to. If you do your own money, then you don't have to do anything. But I'm telling you, you're going to lose all your money because you don't have risk management. But prop firms, part of that risk control is that they add in rules. So yes, the rules are there. You have to operate within a structure, but those rules are designed. They're going to force you to focus on risk management, risk control, consider your risk. I know those are boring topics. Everybody wants to talk about making money. I agree. Talking about making money is the fun conversation. But the important conversation is all around risk control and risk management. And those rules are going to force you to focus on those things. So in my opinion, being forced to focus on things that truly matter, that's not a bad thing. That is a good thing. So yes, you're absolutely right. That is something where, risk management is key, and prop firms are going to force you to focus on risk control via those rules that they have. Now, I will say, telling Brandon to Google prop firms, I understand what you're doing, RV, but I fully disagree there. Use the one at the top. It's simple. It's straightforward. You start Googling prop firms, you're going to get super confused because I'll be the first one. Some of them out there have so many rules and stuff that I'm like, I don't even understand what's going on. So I hear what you're trying to do, RV, but I disagree with telling somebody new, just go Google, pick one. That's a recipe for them having no idea up from down. So no, don't do that. Do not go Google. Just use the one that's here. They're straightforward. Their rules are straightforward. They have a great payment policy. And no, they're not paying me to say that. I have no partnership with them. I just believe in them because, again, it's just simple. So I 100% do not go Google. Best prop firm to use. You're going to overwhelm yourself. You're going to get so confused. You're going to turn yourself off. You're going to be like, no, not worth it. What is all this stuff? Just keep it simple. That's why Take Profit Trader is so popular, and they're getting more popular. They're keeping it simple. They pay people when they want to be paid in any amount they want to be paid, and that's that. So again, no, I am not in a partnership with them. Yes, if you use my code, that I will get it. That's just a typical affiliate link. That's true. But no, besides that, one of the worst things you could do is go run a Google search for prop firms. Good grief. I believe somebody called you sensitive. Yeah, that was a while ago. I have no idea how far back. First time joining on live because I'm usually working during the day. But a weekend session, I will definitely be here. Good to know, Dr. XL. There's always something new to learn. Cheers to that. I married a very angry woman. She had daddy. Okay, well. Nathan, take it slow. I reset like 100 evals, past 30, and finally last month, making 1,500 days times 5 pro accounts, I locked in $18K in payments. Very good job, Nathan. That's fantastic. You reset like 100. Is that still a positive return on your investment, Nathan? I guess I don't know how much you paid for those 100 evals. But 18K, you got to think that you still came out ahead. Bull Trader. Well, okay. Hopefully, Bull Trader, you know that I wasn't trying to do any of that to rub things in. Can you explain the nuclear explosion growth? I think you probably asked that before I even got to it, Andy, so I think I did that already. Just curious, have you heard about the Take Profit Trader issues? I have, and I do pretty well with them from the affiliate standpoint. So thank you all. If you've used my code, seriously, thank you. That's awesome. So I don't want to be like, I'm not saying like me and the CEO are best friend. I never talked to the CEO, but I have some contacts there, and I've let them know, hey, what's going on? They're having growth problems. That's it. They're growing too fast because they've changed a couple rules, which have made them that much more popular. And they're hiring more people. They're training more people. And I've actually seen improvements. So the chat box used to be you could talk to somebody and they respond back in like 10 seconds. But then there was a period where like they just weren't responding to people. But now they are responding. Yeah, it's not within 10 seconds, but they've been hiring people. And to their point, as a business owner myself, I get it. Like, you don't just hire somebody and then everything works. No, you got to hire somebody. You've got to train somebody. They've got to learn. So they're in the process of that. But I've been paid by them multiple times. One was a little slower than I was normal, but that's when I really started pressing. Like, yeah, we're a little behind. We're in the process of hiring people, but we got to get them trained. But yeah, as far as what matters most, are they still paying? Yes, they're still paying. In fact, this past week I got paid, and it was on one of the live streams. I showed the email about it being approved, and then it was like 4 hours after I requested it. So they're getting back in tune there. But no, I'm not concerned because I have a little bit of behind the scenes insight, and it's just growth problems. They're a solid, good company with good policies and all that, and they're too many people are signing up right now, and they're trying to keep up with it. So no, I'm not concerned at all. And they are getting better. They're actually, like I said, the live chat box is where you can start to see the progress. They're starting to reply again, not as quick as they used to, but at least they're starting to reply again. Day trading is like learning to walk for a baby. First got to crawl, then stand. Yep. That is a more than valid analogy. So Bull Trader, are you going to do Pam's plant then, Bull Trader, assuming you're still here? Oh, Evan. Evan's the guy. Now I remember Evan. Evan, I got on his case twice about thinking he was a degenerate, but he's not. He's just trading options, but in a wiser way. Do you ever trade when the market opens for the next day, 3 p.m.? Come on, man. My brain only open. What's PDT, man? You're about to give me PDSD or PSTD, whatever that is. Do I ever trade the market opens for the next day, 3 p.m.? Oh, I think you're saying 6 p.m. Eastern. Normally no. Like I said, now this is something I'm struggling with. My community finally convinced me to get into futures back in November. So this is something I am struggling with that I got to get better of. But I mean, I'm a father. I have 6 kids. I have a family. My oldest is going to be 13. Like, I need to be a good dad. So there is a temptation to be like, man, the futures market's open right now. There's probably some good action. Let me sneak away to my computer. It's like, no, so Normally, no. And the reason why I say no is not because I don't think there's not good action or anything. It's just because I'm trying to be a halfway decent father. I'm not a perfect father, but I'm trying. But that is a real struggle that I am kind of battling with right now. Still trying to figure out, because there's always that voice now. Hey, Clay. When I did just stocks and options, that was never a struggle because the market closed after the market officially closed, it was garbage action. Maybe something if there's like an earnings release, but other than that, just pure garbage. But futures is like not garbage. Like there's still opportunity. But so now I have this new voice. Clay, go make some more trades. It's like, no. So no, I don't do that. But that is a current struggle of mine within the futures market as somebody that's that doesn't make me. We're all us dads, like we want to be good dads. So like I'm not like special that I want to. I'm just saying, as somebody that wants to be a good dad, like all of us dads, it's something I'm trying to figure out right now. Yeah, trust him. You will blow so much more money on your own. Margins will haunt you. Not gonna lie, I've been day trading options inconsistently for like the past 5 years, and I wish I moved to futures a lot. Hey, I'm with it. It's the walk. It took me. Now I will say I think I played the prop firm thing right. Futures prop firms, when I first started 3 or 4 years ago, when they came more popular, I wasn't being crazy to be super skeptical, but I had enough members of my community that were willing to be like lab rats and be like, I'm going to go try it. I mean, it's worst case, I'm out $100. And I've had enough people show me payouts and stuff like that where it's like, okay, yeah, all right, they're not scam. Now, there have been scam ones, but for the most part, it's like, okay. But yeah, I definitely waited way too long too myself. I got a little too stubborn. There are for sure some sleazy prop firms out there, but TPT is not the only decent good one. That's all I'm saying. And then that's fine. I'm just trying to do it from there are literally psychological studies out there that like too many choices is bad. Like, and I think I arrived at those conclusions because when I was trying to figure out how to price the stuff I offer, it's like if you offer people a million choices, it's proven to like turn them off because they get overwhelmed, their brain starts to shut down. So that's why for this, I just want to keep it very straightforward. Like, take Profit Trader, boom. Use them, support the channel, use the code. Okay, so Nathan was in about 10 to 12K. We'll just go worst case. So he was in 12K, but he just got paid 18. So there you go. Not bad. Invest. And plus, it's not like a stock return on investment, like you don't really learn anything. You just made a good investment. But here now he's getting paid to learn a skill that he can continue to do the same thing over and over. I need the trading streamers to be honest about TPT issues. It's working for affiliates, but not for us. You're gonna have to be more. What's not working for you? Because I have a whole lot. See, I'm also in the unique position, and here I'll turn this into a sales pitch and plug. But I'm in the unique position where I offer this. So watch how good of a salesman I am. And I'll even put the link in the chat room if anybody wants to join. I would love to have you. And I mean that in all seriousness. But FMS, it's working for affiliates, but not for us. I don't know who us is. But what I have access to is people that are part of my community that know what they're doing. So therefore, they're getting payments and they're being paid. So I don't know what's not working for you. But it's still overall working. Again, they are having issues from a growth standpoint. So it's happening for everybody. Like I even mentioned earlier, like there is a time where I was like, hey, where's my payment at? And like, sorry. And it took quite a bit longer than normal, but I got paid and they explained it all. So yes, they are having issues because they're just becoming so popular. They're growing more than they can keep up with right now, but they are catching up. And I think FMS, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're directing it at other streamers, but I mean, I am a streamer and I'm trying to be honest with it. I'm telling you what I know. Payouts not being approved in a timely manner. Well, define timely manner. I agree. If you want your payout in 5 minutes, they're not meeting that. Yeah, FMS, you're stating everything that well, I guess I can't speak for other live streamers, but it's nothing that I haven't talked about here. Yeah, yeah. They'll get it figured out. You'll get paid. You'll get your account moved to pro. It'll happen. It is just a little slower right now. But as I said, am I concerned? I'm not concerned in the least. Not in the least. I have not had any issues being paid, for the record. I was just concerned from what I was hearing. I love TPT and hope they stay around. Yeah, no, yeah. Sorry if I came across like you thought like I wasn't saying that. You were just I took it as you just kind of asking from a general perspective. But yeah, no, there we are. And the CEO did do an interview, and what I really appreciated, I saw some clips of it, was he was like, yeah, I know. Right now, I'm not gonna we're dropping the ball. I get it. We're dropping the ball. We're just please be patient with us. But I'm not gonna offer up any excuses. We have dropped the ball. We're not on our A game right now. But yeah, we just can't keep up with all the growth we've had. Very much so. But so I really like that. I appreciated him just owning it, saying we know we're struggling right now. We are struggling. I'm not in denial about that. What would have had me concerned is if the CEO was like trying to play it off as like, what are you talking about? We're good. Like, no, you're the issue. He totally owned it. Totally owned it. I was like, that's a good CEO. That's a good leader right there. That's how things get figured out. And I think that I finally catch up to all the messages. I think I did. All right. Where are we at time-wise? Oh man, only 60 likes. If you have not hit this like button, make sure to do that. I'm a little worried. Because I think the lowest on these ones we had was 89. And this is the longest stream I think I've done so far on a Saturday, yet the lowest like. So I don't know if that's just happens to be a one-time thing or if this is like just not, I don't know. I don't have enough data to know. But again, if you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button because I am trying to collect data on whether or not these Saturday things are popular or not. But yeah, if there's any other questions on Pam's plant or if you have a request for something else, let me know. But yeah, we'll go for I guess 2 hours because there's 57 people here, so we got a good sized crowd here. But again, I will take requests. Could be a stock, could be a crypto, could be a futures market, could be whatever. We'll take a look. If you have a question about whatever, if you have a question about Pam's plant, prop firm trading, let me know. I gave a like just for the passionate rant earlier. Hey man, I'm a sensitive guy. I'm sensitive to stupidity. I think that's what I'll say because that's what sets me off. Like if I see people doing stupid stuff, hey man, I don't want to see you doing stupid stuff. And especially if it's not stupid, like, well, that's my opinion, it's stupid. It's like, no, it's mathematically based that it's stupid. Evan, also better to have people manually doing stuff, not like Apex where it's automated and you never really know if it will be tonight. Yeah, that's I do have a code for Apex. If anybody does want to use it, let me know because I'm still trying to figure out if the code actually works. So if anybody here is like, and now I'm talking like veteran prop firm people. I think if you're a brand new person, Apex is just gonna like overwhelm you because I can't even figure them out. But if any of you are veteran people and you're looking to get an Apex account or need to get more or whatever, and you're willing to use my code, let me know because I'm trying to figure out if my code actually works. But yeah, I'm with you there, Evan. And the only reason why I did get a code with them is because I do have trusted traders, part of my community, that they're fine with them. And they acknowledge, yeah, you know up front, though, you're kind of playing in the mud a little bit, but they'll pay. But it's their world. They tell you how their world works. So if you choose to accept to play in their world, deal with it. And I can appreciate that. Probably subjective. However, do you think setting daily profit goals? Well, that's a interesting question you asked there. I guess I didn't have to do that. So I do offer a podcast, by the way. And right here, the most recent episode, another bad goal for traders, and it's the walk to you. What you just asked about may or may not have been the topic of this episode right here. So if you want to go, just claytrader.com and then just go to the podcast area. And yeah, there you go. You might want to give that a listen. Good timing for that question. Good timing. Well, RV, if you're looking to get into more accounts or whatever, and you want to, help me run an experiment, code CLAY, CLAY, all caps. I'm curious if that actually works or not. Florida in the house. All right. Wyoming here. Did somebody ask people where people are from? Where was that interview out? I don't know. I saw clips of it. They might have been like shorts or something. I don't even remember what it was. I just remember thinking, hey, I like the CEO. I like him owning things. Some lawyer guy read the entire Apex contract and said there are so many spots where they are open to get sued. They give themselves leeway to be able to deny or approve. Oh, yeah. No. I'm not out of a lawyer, but like with interactions that I've had with members, it's like, okay, so they get to make the rules. Like that's very, very open-ended. But to those people's point, and they say the same, and which I agree with, they're like, you're not wrong, Clay, but I knew all this going in. So I'm stepping into their arena. Their arena has been explained to me, but I've been paid by them multiple times. So I'm going to choose to play in their arena. I accept the structure, and it's like that's fair. That's fair. As long as you know that you're accepting the structure, go for it. RV Life for Us. I think you should listen to that podcast. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not saying, I'm not saying that could happen, but as I mentioned in the podcast, the whole daily profit goal thing it's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. The CJ Mack, he's from the community, posts their news every morning. So thank you, CJ Mack. Always appreciate that. Like, I don't know what to do with my life. I feel lost if CJ Mack, because he always posts it before he goes to work. But if he has like time off and he gets to sleep in and he doesn't post it, I'm like, what's going on here? What time does the day start and end for day traders? Isaiah, day traders of what? Assuming you do what you should be doing, which is Pam's plant, which is the futures market, then it's basically the futures market is basically always open. Now that it is closed on Saturdays, but it closes on Friday at 5 p.m. It'll open back up at Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So it closes Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. The futures market will open back up Sunday at 6 p.m. And then from that point forward during the week, it closes for 1 hour every day. It closes from 5 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. So Isaiah, for all the reasons discussed in Pam's plant, you want to be a day trader, I would say do day trading up here in the Pam's plant. This is do day trading within the futures market. And then the plant is talking about use a prop firm. And if you want to use the prop firm and support the channel that I use, that I recommend, that link up at the top will allow you to do that. And like I said, to support the channel and get the promotion, make sure you use code CLAY. But again, I did, because you didn't specify what type of day trader. You just said for day traders. So I did put you in the category of Pam's plant, which is the category for day traders of futures. Oh, who are you in the so RV for life. You're also in the so what's your name in the community? I don't realize that you're an actual community member. Yeah, I mean, if you're about to load up on 20, and if you're willing, use my code. I'm curious if it works. Oh, you're second. Did you change your name again? You used to be like falling down or something. What are you doing? You keep changing your name like you're like a unintended troll. I'm glad it helps. When I first started doing it, I wasn't sure anyone. Oh man, I look at it every morning, dude. Every morning. Like I said, I'm lost. I'm this. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is me whenever you don't post it, right there. I just totally lost. Totally lost. Hello, Clay. I'm a beginner trader in Forex. Can you please tell me what the most important thing in technical analysis is on which I should definitely work? A beginner. So what kind of trader are you? Are you a swing trader or a day trader? And also, what country are you in? Your name makes me think you may not be in the United States. Are you in India, maybe? Which one is better to sign up for, your inner circle or this prop firm? Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I want to say both. Are you asking it because you only have enough money for one? Is that where the source of this question is coming from? So with this prop firm or any, it's similar to trading futures on Robinhood, which I just started doing by no, by buying NQ, but without the risk and having to put up. Yes, exactly, exactly. Willingness to change and grow. Goodness. Oh, yes, it's the same. Yeah, you nailed it perfectly. The difference is right now, all of your money is at risk. If that NQ does something goofy, your whatever you have in is gonna be gone. But with the prop firm, if something crazy happens and you just we'll do the bare minimum. If something crazy happens, then sure, your account is gone. They'll take the account away from you. Again, you can always get it back, retry for $100, but it only costs you $105. Whereas right now with Robinhood, with your own money on the line, if that same thing happens and it's a $1,500 move, that's $1,500 of your money gone. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad, brother, that you're getting into futures trading. That's fantastic, but you're only Pam's. You're Pam's right now. You want Pam's plant. Get the plant going, my friend. I'm great. I'm excited. Great. You're doing Pam's. You're in futures. Great. Please, the plant. Think of the children. Think of the plant. Well, I'm new to day trading. What kind of day trading options or categories are there? Well, you could be day trading crypto. You could be day trading stocks. You could be day trading Forex. You could be day trading futures. You could be day trading bonds. I would argue for Pam's plant, you day trade futures for all the reasons. Futures, like I said right here. This is the argument for day trading futures. I talk about this quite a bit, but day trading futures through a prop firm, this would be the best way that I would recommend somebody that's brand new, just getting started, and they want to be a day trader. I would recommend Pam's plant. And that is my argument as to why it makes a whole lot of sense. So yes, I would definitely do that. I think I need more. I gotta add in some more monitors. It's this live streaming things. It'd be so much easier if I had another window, another monitor. I think. I am Indian and I want to be a swing trader. Okay, well then Pam's plant's not going to be for you. And your question was, what's the most important thing in technical analysis on which I should definitely work? I mean, no, that's not how it works. Like, there's not a thing. Whoops. There's not a thing. It's everything you've got to actually understand. Technical analysis is a bunch of pieces. Now, I'm not saying the pieces are necessarily complicated, but it's a bunch of pieces and you fit them together. But to just work on one piece is not going to be good enough. So you asked, so before, like I said, I know some people are so offended if you're just trying to sell stuff. Somebody asked, so I'm going to give them what I would recommend. because this is tried and true. Been around over 10 years now, this program. So if you want to learn technical analysis and you want to learn everything about it and how to properly build trade plans, how to properly scan the market, how to properly analyze situations, how to properly make sure things, is the risk worth the reward, how to do all that, that is what I would recommend right there. I don't know if I need 6 monitors, but some additional ones may be good. Good questions, good questions. If willingness to change and grow, are you still here? If so, just out of curiosity, what did you trade before you moved into futures? Because I'm curious what your thoughts are from somebody that, because I'm always here just bashing day trading stocks, bashing day trading options, bashing day trading crypto, bashing day trading forex. With good right, I can support my bashing. Like I have a good argument, but that's why I like to ask people, like, is the argument actually right though? So far, 100% win rate. Everybody that's used to day trade something else and then has given Pam's plant a try, they're like, you were right. You were right. Pam's plant is correct. What's Bitcoin? Since Bitcoin is actually open, we can actually look at something fluctuating around. Oh, all right. So Bitcoin is poking its head up above the. Oh, careful though. Careful. Is this going to happen again? We've had it where the price has poked its head up above a level to just give up. Not saying it'll happen here, but don't be surprised if this all of a sudden drops right back down. Can we get this up to 75 likes? I guess I'd consider that a victory. If you have not hit the like button and you do enjoy this, as I've been saying, I'm trying to figure out if this Saturday morning thing is actually worth it. So I'm gauging. I mean, definitely not. If I was using Super Chats, not worth it. So this is the first Saturday Super Chat or Saturday morning with no Super Chats. So like from that, if I use that as a metric, I mean, this has been a total waste of time. Like people are not interested. But that's why I also try to factor in the likes as a metric to figure out if this is worthwhile or not. Hey, there he is. Yeah, I had one, and this week during crazy trading, we had it, and it went from, this past week was crazy and bounced back, and it was down 3K at peak. But using a prop firm sounded way, yes, exactly. Yeah. So, exactly. So willingness, I would highly recommend you put plant into your life. Get yourself a prop firm. And like I saying, hey, 75 likes. Thank you, everybody. Great. If you want to support the channel, make sure you hit that, use the link up above, use code CLAY, and that'll get you into the prop firm world. Do they provide the trading platform? Carl, very good question. So the way the prop firm works is this. Assuming you use the one that I'm using and recommend, again, the link up at the top. Step one will be you need to figure out what size, how much purchasing power do you want. So they have these ones here. After you choose that during the checkout process, they're going to ask you what platform do you want to use. Now, if you've been on my live stream where you've seen the trading, the one that I use and that I select is right there, Tradeovate. And then at that point, and this is a beautiful thing, they'll do the rest, meaning they will go create the Tradeovate account for you, so you don't have to go to Tradeovate separately. You don't have to go through the whole sign-up process, prove your identity, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do any of that. They will create the account for you. They'll email you the username and password, and then you just go and you'll be able to log right in. So yes, they provide the platform for you. There's many that you can choose from, but I just do Tradeovate because usually people ask, hey, what platform am I looking at right now? So again, the prop firm is Take Profit Trader. And then during the checkout process, the actual platform itself is Tradeovate. Got just reminiscing on all the money I invested and lost with call and put options in the past. Yeah, I'm sure it's not a small amount. In the future, I'm only buying leaps and swings with stock options, no more day trading. Yeah, well, it depends. If you by swing you mean, Apple's got earnings tomorrow. Let's just buy some calls and cross my fingers. I mean, that's not swing trading. That's just gambling. That's another pet peeve of mine. When people are like, oh yeah, a lot of day traders fail. I knew somebody, and it was just that, day trading is gambling. It's like, well, yes, day trading can be gambling, but crossing a busy street can also be gambling. If you cross a busy street without a strategy, you're like gambling with your life. But that's why, we're all taught as kids a strategy of how to cross the street, right? To try to improve the edge, give us some probabilities of the gamble. Same is true for trading. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people treat trading as a casino, and they are gambling, but it just, because one of my stories I always tell people is, I remember one time, this was years ago now, but my mom called me, and, she was kind of beating around the bush. You could tell she was concerned. Well, so-and-so at work said, pretty much that you're just gambling. And basically she was concerned, like, are you going to lose everything? Because you have a family you have to take care of. And I was just like, no, Mom, whoever this guy is probably tried, probably made no effort, probably watched like 3 YouTube videos and thought they had figured it out. And then they lost. And instead of being like, wow, I approached that in a very poor way, they were just like, no, it's just a casino. That's just gambling. There's no way you could find success. Because, we all have an ego, right? Our ego is what makes us feel good about ourselves. Everybody's always looking to protect their ego. So this person was like, well, can I blame something external? Because I don't want to say that I failed. I don't want to say that it was my fault. Oh, yeah, it was the market's fault because that's just a casino. So, yes. If you want to treat the market as a casino, go for it. Please, just don't tell friends and family that you're a trader. Tell them that you're frugal with your money. I want to save a plane ticket to Las Vegas, so I'm just going to sit at home, eat Cheetos, and gamble in the market. That's fine if that's what you tell them. But don't be a gambler and then go tell people you're a trader. That gives us traders that are trying to manage risk a bad name. And it makes my mom call me all worried that I'm going to lose it all for my family. Okay? That's my rant on that. Be a gambler. Be a degenerate. Treat the market as your casino. Some might call me a cheapskate. I'll call myself financially efficient. As somebody that is frugal, I appreciate the fact that, why would I spend money to fly to Las Vegas? I can just do it from home. Cool. Just don't tell friends and family that you're a trader. Just don't tell them that. That's all I ask. I am planning on day trading crypto, shares, stocks, ETFs. Do you have anything? Goodness, Isaiah. Oh. No, Isaiah, those are all dumb things to do. You literally listed everything else except what you should be doing. I'm planning on day trading crypto, shares, stock, ETFs. Yeah, my advice for those, don't do it. It's a waste of time. Isaiah, do you have $25,000? Yes, I'm getting animated again. Why am I? Yes, I'm sensitive. You guys know I'm sensitive towards what? Stupidity. And this is not my opinion. This is mathematically based stupidity because it doesn't make any mathematical sense. Isaiah, do you have $25,000? I still trade options mainly still. Well, you trading options, willingness to change and grow. Are you saying you day trade options? So I'm waiting for 2 answers. From willingness to change, are you day trading? When you say you're trading options, are you saying you're day trading options? And from Isaiah, do you have $25,000? I know that's kind of personal, but it has a whole lot of relevance here. Do you have $25,000? Oh, Pawn. Sorry, I missed your message, Pawn. After this week, I know a ton don't even want to think about the market this weekend. Need the mental break. Hey, I hear you there. No, I do not have 20. Okay, so you can't be a day trader. Because there's this thing, Isaiah, called the pattern day trading rule. So pattern day trading rule. Unless you have $25,000, you're not allowed to day trade as much as you want. You can only, so a day trade being defined as you buy and sell something in the same exact day. You're only allowed to do that 3 times every 5 days unless you have $25,000. So right now, Isaiah, you're sitting here saying, I want to be a day trader. You literally can't be a day trader. But in the world of futures, there's no pattern day trading rule. You can day trade as much as you want every single day. You say you have $20,000. Fantastic. Good for you. That is awesome. Well done. But right now, you're going to go and you're going to put all that money on the line in your trades. Why would you do that? Why would you do that when you could do this with a prop firm, Isaiah? You could go and get a prop firm, and with $20,000, Let's just do it because I mean you could easily afford it. So you got 20,000. Again, fantastic. Good job. That's amazing. Well done. And you could get 150,000 of purchasing power. So what is that going to cost you? Well, it's going to cost you 252. So 20,000 and we got going to cost you 252. So you still got 19,748 left. But let's say you go and you do, because you want to do stocks or ETF, whatever. You go and do a trade. So we're going to do two things. Exact same scenario. Only difference is one is with a prop firm, one is not. So you go put on a trade and something crazy happens. A spike, just something crazy. I won't even say that you acted dumb. Let's just say, because we often do act dumb as traders and we do stupid things, revenge trade, force trades, go on tilt, all that. But nothing like that even happened. Let's just say a crazy spike happens. Well, in that situation, in this with the prop firm, and this spike, for example's sake, cost you $4,500. Now, with the prop firm world, yeah, unfortunately for you, they're going to take the account away from you because you failed the test. You would have lost the account. Even if this was a pro account, you lost the account. But did you actually lose $4,500? No, you just lost the account. And the account only cost you $252. So your actual risk was $252. And then you can always go and try again. But the cool thing here about Take Profit Trader is if you want to quote unquote try again, how much does it cost to try again? Well, not $252. This would be what they call an account reset, which would mean you would lose $100. So you'd have to spend $100. So you still have $19,648. So let's just write that number up here. $19,648 is what you still have of your own money using the prop firms. But what you're proposing to do is, well, I want to do stocks and options and crypto. Basically, you're listing everything that would require your own money. So again, same situation, you get stuck in a crazy move. And again, per the premise of all this, it costs you $4,500. But in this situation, whoops, I deleted that out. We can remember $19,648. In this situation, you had $20,000. You had $20,000. But in this situation, since you're using your own money, it literally cost you $4,500. So $4,500. So now you have $15,500 of your own money for one trade. One trade, and you're already down that amount. What did we just go through using a prop firm? You still have like $19,600 of your own money. Isaiah, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Like I say, I get upset because I'm sensitive to stupid things. And I just proved it's stupid, not by my opinion, not by my emotions, but by logic. Logic being defined as mathematics. Like, do you, after, again, same situation, you get stuck in a crazy move. Do you want to have still $19,658 of your money left? Or do you want to have $15,500 of your own money left? I think the math speaks for itself, Isaiah. So that is the argument for Pam's plant. Why would you day trade and put your money at risk when you could have all this? Does that make sense to people? Give me a 1 if that all math makes sense. Give me a 1. Okay, willingness to change and grow. You're also being stupid in a mathematical sense. Well, so willingness to grow. When I say theta, well, what are your thoughts on theta? Willingness to grow. Yeah, Pawn, it's been crazy. Isaiah, does that make sense to you? Because this was mainly addressed at you. Does that make sense about why I'm getting a little animated and frustrated with you? Again, I want you to succeed. I want you to be as efficient with your capital as possible. Good. I'm glad that makes sense, Isaiah. No, the pro account is not 100. It's way too expensive. Just go back and test again because you could get like 5 or 6 test accounts for the price of one pro reset. Yeah, sorry, James. I should have specified. And when I was talking about there, I was just talking about the category of tests, but you're right, yeah. Paul and I revenge traded earlier in the particular day. This does make sense. Thank you. Again, Isaiah, I am yelling, and I guess technically I am yelling at you, but I'm yelling at you because I care, and I want you to be smart. And that's why, I don't want to just yell and, be like, well, this guy's just calling people stupid out of his pure emotions. No, I'm calling people stupid, but I'm basing it like, no, stupid relative to logic. right? If logic states I'm going to burn my hand when I touch the stove, then I am literally, according to logic, being stupid to put my hand on the stove. And you're like, that's what you're going to choose to do, Isaiah. Put your hand on the stove. Again, willingness to change. When I say theta, what do you think about theta? What are your thoughts on that? As a day trader of options, theta. Same question, any of you here that are here. You may answer also. If you're a day trader of options, what do you think of theta? Man, this has been some good conversation. We're going beyond what I thought, but these are some good points, and if I can educate some people on why what they're doing relative to Pam's plan doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Well, anyways, I'm just going to answer it anyway. So the problem with day trading options and why it's just I've said this before, and I'll probably say it a million more times over the live streams. But if somebody were like, hey, Clay, you really don't like that person, so therefore sentence them to something that you would consider just pure torture in the world of financial markets. If that was what I would be like, okay, I don't like that person. I can sentence them to something torturous. I would say make them day trade options. Because in the world of options, this action right here is a killer. Now, maybe you're saying, what are you talking about, Clay? It's just going sideways. So, I mean, I can see it not being great. I can also see it not being bad because, I mean, it's just going sideways. Yes, in the world of options, there is this thing called theta, one of the Greeks, and it eats away at your position as time passes. So if the price is not really doing anything, you're literally losing money. The value of your contracts is dropping as time goes by. So that's something where futures and options are the same. Both trade contracts, yes, but in futures, there's no theta. This sideways action here, it is just totally neutral. You're not making any money, but you're also not losing any money in futures. In options, this sort of action here, you are literally losing money. Sideways action is terrible. Theta is constantly eating away. It's eroding the value of your position. So why would you do that? Why would willingness? That makes no sense. Stop day trading options. Why are you putting up with theta? This right here is killing you and you know it. Now, if you're day trading options, you're like, what is theta? What are you talking about? Massive red flag. You stop immediately day trading options. Because you're doing it and you don't even know like one of the most pivotal things. So day trading options is where I would sentence somebody to torture them in the world of financial markets. Because how brutal is that? Like, again, maybe like, well, let me just give it a chance. Okay, it's consolidating out. An option trader's like, oh, great. Literally losing money even though the price is just going sideways. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like RV trading says, trading at the core is just about probabilities. Anything that reduces your probability to have a profitable trade, if you can kick it to the curb, you should. And theta is one of those things that does reduce your probability of having a profit in a trade. So because you can kick it to the curb, how? Well, don't trade options, trade futures. There you go. Thank you, willingness. So kind of willingness is like the exact opposite of that universal, whatever that one guy was. Speak to the universe. Like that guy always, but here willingness has been like, yeah, that's true. He says, if I am wrong and timing it, or with timing, it sucks and I lose money if I don't sell. Exactly. Like you've got to be pristine. You have to be perfect with your timing and options. With futures, they're very forgiving in that regard. Because if you're not perfect, like willingness to change and grow here is saying, then yeah, you're going to lose money. Because, like I said, if your timing is not good and then you get stuck in this, or even this right here, this sideways action, that's no good for you. Oh boy, that's a disaster. Now, if you time it beautifully and you buy here and it goes up there, okay, fair enough, yes. But, I mean, so you have a 33% chance, meaning, because if you buy, let's say, you buy right here, one chance that you lose money is it just goes down. So that's one way you could lose money. Another way in options you can lose money is if you buy and then, if this thing just went sideways. So that's two ways that you could lose money. The only way where you actually make money is you've got to nail the timing for it to go up. Because if it does this and then goes up, doesn't matter. You still may make a little bit of money, but not nearly as much as you could have relative to the risk. So with day trading options, it's one of three things. That you have a 67% chance of losing money because it's either going to go against you flat out, and okay, well, no matter what you're trading, something that just goes against you is going to cause you to lose money. Or if it goes sideways, you're losing money. So you need it to go up and up, not only just in general, you need to go up right away. So thank you for bringing that up. Like, the timing thing is critical. Yeah, exactly. So do you see why willingness? Do you see why I'm kind of getting on your case and being like, you need to abandon ship totally on day trading options and just day trade futures? No theta. So long story short, by removing theta, you have just increased your profitability factor by 33% with just simply removing theta. Exactly. Correct. That and this is why I would say, man, if you had the power to sentence somebody that you really didn't like to financial torture, what would it be? Day trading options. Day trading options. And I emphasize day trading options because I'm not saying options as a whole are terrible. Swing trading options, yeah, you can do some cool stuff. You can make theta work in your favor. I mean, there's some cool stuff. But specifically in the category of day trading, run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. I think everybody still gets that quote, right? Or is that aging myself? That's just a classic movie. Does everybody still get that quote? Let me ask this. If you are 30 or under, do you get that quote? Run, Forrest, run. No, let's do this. 25. Do we have anybody here 25 or younger? If so, do you get that quote? Does that have any relevance to you? Or let me just put it this way. If you're willing to list your age, just give me your age and let me know if you got the reference. I'm kind of curious. How classic of a movie is a movie? How timeless are some of these quotes? Oh, I know I'm old. I'm just trying to figure out how old. No, I'm not. I've conceded many times on the live stream. I'm like the old YouTuber that's been around since 2013 that just yells at people to get off my lawn. Okay, Mr. Taylor. What is your ages, Mr. Taylor and Isaiah? Pawn, don't date me like that. Again, your age, and then if you got... Wow, okay, Isaiah, okay. Dude, Isaiah, good for you. Age 22 and you have $20,000? Man, crushing it. Let's go. Keep it up. Good for you. That's fantastic. So now I'm going to yell at you even more because you were on the right track. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You use your own money. That $20,000 can go bye-bye in a hurry. Please, I hope, for your sake, Pam's plant. All right, nobody's going to tell me they're... All right, okay. I guess movie trivia and ages, people just don't want to tell me. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it good. I got to do a couple sales pitches at least. I am offering this webinar this upcoming Thursday. Would love to have you join. It's free. You can go there, learn more about it. So check that out. If you do want to come trade alongside me and others, we have a great community, some really good traders, good discussions in there. People are able to agree to disagree without, taking their ball and going home. You can check out that link right there. The second one there for the community. And yeah. And again, if you liked this Saturday stuff and you have not communicated that yet, hit that like button. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to continue to do these Saturday ones. And the like button is a good metric for me to kind of gauge whether or not it would be worth it to keep on going. So if you have not yet, hit that like button. Also, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. I do live stream 11 a.m. every day. Usually I show up early, so that's why I say hit the notification so you're alerted if I do show up early. But yeah, that is all I have. So thank you everybody for the interaction. Had some great conversations. Got fired up. Talked some charts. Talked some trading. Talked some Pam's plant. I think some people learned. Isaiah, you better be doing Pam's plant. Willingness to change on grow. You're done with day trading options. See you later. Makes no sense. Kick theta to the curb. Get into Pam's plant. And yeah, just keep on grinding. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Have a great rest of your weekend. And for those of you that do hang out in the live stream, I will see you on Monday. And for you members of the community there, I'll see you on the inside. Everybody take care.